Hello people and welcome to Nico Plays Mega Man 2.5D. Bet you didn't see this one coming. This is the version 1.0.1 and I'm doing this because I sounded salty in the Snupsters review of this game. You can go check it out. I'll put it in the description. You go check out our review. I gave mostly negative feedback, but I assure you it's only because I want them to I think I want them to do better for the next patch, and I wanted to give them good ideas on how to improve the game. And it's only because I know the other Snupsters usually, when they give feedback, they are mostly positive, and somebody has to be the guy. So I was the guy this time. But to pay back, I will play through the game and let's see if my feedback will change or not. So the first issue I have with this game, when you first boot it up, it works fine. But when you try to boot it up again later, I can't seem to get it to work. It just crashes. So what I have to do is actually press enter as long as the intro goes away. That way it actually goes into the game. I don't know what's going on there, but it's a minor quirk, I guess. Just something they will have to look at. Probably specific for some, I don't even know, like drivers or motherboards or graphics cards. Don't know what's going on there. Also, the other quirk that it's kind of personal. Your jump button doesn't select these options. Rather, your shoot button does, which is kind of weird. But guess we'll just go ahead and new game. Let's play on hard. Why not? If you're watching this and you have no idea who I am, I'm the guy who made up the Buster Only No Miss rule. I've been doing my showcase Mega Man for 7 years now, taking out the Mega Man NES games one by one, and I'm now on the wider levels doing the No Miss rule, so go check my channel out if you are interested in that. So let's jump right into the game, and I'll give my feedback as I go, and I will also explain why this game or let's say how this game differs from the NES counterparts. So the first thing I'd do here is I'd go either for Time Man or Pharaoh Man. They both are easy starters here, so I guess we'll do Pharaoh Man first. Right here I would like if you told us that you can select Proto Man. I mean, you have the up and down arrows there, but for a new player, you're gonna miss that. It's, of course, when you're developing a game, like, if you press up and down, you're gonna select Proto Man, but if you're a new player, you have no idea. For the next game, I hope you'd have some beta testers, because that will help your case a lot. If you have someone to test your game and give valid feedback. So the first issue I have with the game is right here. The hitboxes. I'll showcase it to you once or twice. Trying not to kill myself, but look at the hitbox here. It's kind of wonky. It's so sensitive. You have to be exact on your mark. Otherwise, you'll get hit. It seems like some enemies have double the hitbox height, and that's a bit disheartening, like I said in the Snupster review. So especially for someone whose favorite game is Mega Man 4, I'm so picky. But it's just me. It's just me. I've seen a lot of people enjoy this game, and it's not wrong. Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this stage apparently, because there's some button up there. Not sure how to get that yet. This game looks gorgeous. It's phenomenally made. It looks pretty. And I remember the first time I saw anything from this game was exactly 8 years ago. I was 20 years old back then, and I was like, holy shit, that looks cool. And now to actually play it, it's kind of... It has passed my time, so to speak. I'm nearing 30 years old, and I'm at the point in life where I don't get excited about new games anymore. The only game that I actually was excited about was Rocket League, and I'm still playing it. And this is like the past 5 years. It's just, I think games have just grown out of me. But that's what happens, I guess. bigger priorities in life, they just take over. Alright, so this boss, I have a problem with it in the sense that the little snake at the top doesn't give out any animation. Like, the first time I was here, I had no idea how this boss works. You just have to know. It would be nice if the snake had a little animation before he did his thing, because that way you should avoid him easier. But as you can see, he has no animations. You just have to wait and see what he's about. And you will probably die on that first time you try that. And it's not because it's hard, it's because it's hard on wrong merits, so to speak. The animation is very important. Right here, I am gonna take a death because I want to demonstrate what's wrong with these platforms. That's what's wrong with me, apparently. I do want to showcase it. That was just my own lack of understanding how my brain works. See, there you saw it. So it's a bit fidgety. And in the Snupster review, you can actually see me dropping down one of these platforms. So apparently if you land on the edge of these platforms, it gets a little fidgety. Just take a look at that. If there's a fix, that would be pretty cool. Because you have to use those platforms to cross this game stage. So I would love if they worked well. The other problem that I had this game was that there's no new designs apart from Time Man. Making him 8-bit was pretty cool. But the problem I have is that I've already played these stages so much. I would have liked if you guys made new levels and new bosses. And that way, in the Snupster review, you can see us, or me, a bit bashing about the enemy AI not being the same as in the NES games. That would have been completely avoided had you made new bosses and enemies, because then we wouldn't have known about any, like how enemies worked and such. So this is one of my issues here. On the NES game, Pharaoh Man can be shot from the upper platform, but in this one, he can't. Of course, it's probably a design choice, and some people seem to like this better, because it's a increased challenge. You can't just shoot him from an upper platform. That makes the fight longer. I can see that, like... I can see that some people like these bosses better this way, because it does add challenge. I'll give it that. Like, I understand where people are coming from, and that's okay. It's okay with me. It's just, it's not for me, I guess. Like, changing the normal AI from the NES games to something else just makes me, I don't know, it just messes with my brain, and I'm like, why is this made like this? It's just... I guess it's just me. As you can see, I'm having a hard time even with Pharaoh Man. Even when I know how he works with this new build. Sipping my coffee. That was also a pretty close call. That's only a Buster run, like normal. I'm not trying to do any challenges here, I'm just playing through the game. Alright, so Time Man, I would say, is next, because apparently Pharaoh shot is his weakness. Proto Man, I think, does nothing differently from Mega Man as far as I can tell. Correct me if I'm wrong. The other huge problem I have with the game is the widescreen. You have 3 shots on the screen, but the widescreen kind of messes that up, because with only 3 shots on the screen and a huge playfield, you can see how that becomes a problem. You're literally waiting for your shots to go off screen before you can fire more. It is a Mega Man stable to have 3 shots on the screen, but it doesn't work for widescreens. It's way too long of a playfield. I would have preferred this to be 4x3. And also I want to point out, these effects are very nice, but oftentimes they're placed in parts where you can't see the enemy, and you take a hit because of that. Of course, once you learn the game, it's not a problem. If you do want to learn the game, that is. That's an interestingly placed enemy there. Like, normal Mega Man, I wouldn't think I'd get hit there. Like, I want to see this. Because I'm not sure how I got hit there. Is it because of white hitboxes or... Yeah, it's kind of strange. I'm not sure what's going on there. Because I'm playing the game as I would play the NES counterparts. That's why I get hit most of the time. Not to say I don't make any mistakes ever, but it's just... You know what I mean. You're so used to the old mechanics that it's kind of weird. And also, I would have considered making the shots go through the level, like on the top layer, because now you can't actually see where you're shooting. But I guess that's because of the 2.5D gimmick. You can't get it all, I understand that. And kudos for the dev, who was actually a very good sport on our Snupster review. I thought he was gonna wreck me. Like, I thought he was gonna come at me and point out how dumb I am. But I guess he really appreciates the feedback, even though I was a bit harsh. But somebody's gonna be the guy. This is an excellent game for those people who have memories about Mega Man games, but don't really recognize the patterns and can't tell the difference between stuff like that. That's one problem I have. You can't shoot a choke sometimes through the shield. Don't know what triggers that, but that's one bug. And as I go through the game, I like to point out bugs for the developer to fix if he so desires. So this is also I can't call it a beta test, but it's just a test. This is not possible in any normal Mega Man, of course, but it doesn't bother me that much. I'm just stating that that's not possible. I actually beta tested Mega Man Unlimited, and I did give Phil a lot of feedback, and while he was probably sweating over it, he actually appreciated the feedback. Can't understand why this doesn't work sometimes. All for energy, I see. This is so frustrating. You can see where my frustration comes from sometimes. It's just... when you're a veteran Mega Man player and you know the ins and outs of the games, like, you shouldn't get hit here. In a normal Mega Man game, this shouldn't hit you, but it does in here. I'm so used to playing the normal Mega Man games that I get frustrated easily when things don't work the same way. But I have to understand, it's a fan game. But it's also the fact that I try to always be perfect with whatever I do. It's a weakness of me as well. I try to be pixel perfect in everything I do, even if it's web design or something else. I'm so self-critical that if I was a game designer, I would not release a game that I wasn't truly happy about, and I certainly wouldn't beta test the game on the end user. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but I'm just saying I'm so critical of myself that even with one graphical pixel somewhere that I don't like, that would prevent me from launching a game, and that would probably make it so that I would never get a release out. But that's how I work. Let's just see if he comes back if I kill him like this. Oh, that's another weird quirk. I can't always throw the Pharaoh shots in a diagonal level. That was weird. Let's not waste too much because I want to kill the boss. Does he come back? Okay, so there's no respawning enemies in this game, I don't think. Unless you scroll way back, I guess. Depends on, I guess, yourself if you like that or not. For me, that's not an issue. I'm not for the respawning enemies, but I'm not against them. So here's one problem. You can't grab the bottom of a ladder. I'm pressing up here, nothing happens. So there's a definite hitbox that's wonky here. You do grab the ladder at the bottom as well, like this, but if you try to grab it from here, it doesn't work. So there's something going on in there. It's like playing a part on that part, because I can't always grab the ladder. Can't believe I died, by the way, on this stage. Is there something useful here? An E-tank. Maybe it's pretty useful. I like this part. This is one of my favorite parts so far. That little maneuvering part. That's what Mega Man is all about. I like that. So that's one of my huge problems. Just gonna have to kill him with Pharaoh shot, because I'm not gonna stand there and wait for 10 minutes. Oh, I was afraid I'm not gonna make that jump. Alright, so let's not die here this time, because I actually want to make some progress. Just take some hits. Oh, I hate that part! No! God damn it! Alright! I'm okay with it. This allows me to go back and repeat some parts. To possibly find something more to comment about. And to find more bugs. Always fun. Let's take out the Cho as... I'm gonna run out of Pharaoh shot before I even get to the boss. That's okay, it's an easy boss though. The Chos by far are the most annoying enemy, and it's not right. It's just not right. They are hard by wrong reasoning. I shouldn't use the word hard. I should use the word frustrating, because that's what it is. It's frustrating. So a lot of these problems just might be personal. I'd like to see comments about your experience about this game. And definitely go check the Snupster review first before you watch this run, because that will shine some light in your way first. What this game has, not to say wrong, but what this game is lacking per se. Like, this is extremely frustrating. The Cho just doesn't work the same, and it's like an enemy like Cho should be should work just right out of the box. I like how some of the buster shots just lay there. It's just fun detail. And I like how they like ding away and drop down. This is like my favorite stage, and you know why? It's because I've never played Time Man stage in the Powered Up series or anywhere else, so it's new to me. Whereas the other stages, I have some experience on them one way or the other. So let's see if we have enough. Oh yeah, you can't keep your Pharaoh Man charge through the gate, which is a bit weird considering that's how it should be. Oh god. Not sure if I should use an E-Tank. No, I don't have to. I was trying to crash the game deliberately there. Let's take out one more boss and call that the episode. So you can see the boss hilt at the top middle there. I'm not sure I kind of like that. It's because it kind of looks like it was done in MS Paint. I would prefer the old-fashioned way. It looks out of place. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't be happy about that if I was the developer. Again, remember what I said, I'm critical about my own work. If the dev was happy about that, then they are happy about it. Of course, when you work 8 years on a game, at some point you just have to... holy shit. You just have to accept... and think about where you are actually using your time on. This is a bit weird, respawning. Ugh. That's a rough start. And keep in mind, guys, I've done no miss buster only challenges, and I'm having a hard time with this game. I would probably learn it in a few weeks if I wanted to, but I don't really want to. It's not that the game is bad. The game is just not for me, and I want to demonstrate. I actually want to see if my perspective changes if I beat the game. I don't want to be that guy who plays for 15 minutes and calls it shit. Because that's always me. That's always been me. I always call games shit when I played them for 5 minutes and then just give up. I want to actually beat this game and give it a fair chance. And of course, give the developer some bugs and places to improve as well when I go through this. If you're here to watch my perfect runs and you're like, what is this shit content, just go away. You don't have to watch this. I'm not trying to be a funny comedian here, I'm trying to actually give proper feedback and play a game. If that's not for you, yep, that's a wonky hitbox. You can just wait for my perfect runs and skip this video. Of course, if you made it this far, I don't think you're one of those people. Ah, last time when I... okay, so last time when I was here, the right ladder didn't have an enemy at all, but now it did. That caught me off guard. So some inconsistency there. Not sure what causes it. Of course I wanna try to use the weapons as well to see if I can actually cause some bugs to happen. So one problem Ultimo Mantoid and me found, especially in this game, if you transition the screen and you try to go back, like you wanna go up there, you just fall down the left and you die. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You should probably add an invisible wall here, so it would prevent you from going back and killing yourself, because that's kinda dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Of course, if that's an engine limitation, I would look on how to go around that. And what I always liked from the original games was the little pause when you get energy. And I'm kinda sad it's not here. I can see how it... That was probably a limitation on the NES, like how they coded the Mega Man games. The pause when you get energy. But I kinda like that. It really emphasizes the fact that you got energy and you can be happy about it for like the 2 seconds that it's charging your energy. But here it just feels like nothing. When you get energy, it just feels like empty. Oh! Oh god. Okay, good. I was like, oh god, with these physics, am I gonna make that jump? Close. I was trying to get them all with one shot. So the 2.5D, I don't think it plays in the game's favor when you're climbing up. Like every time the screen is like bumped up like this, I find myself like I have my neck up like this. I know you can't see me, but I'm always like looking up physically when I'm going up like this. Getting a sore neck. It's just weird. It makes my neck bend for no reason. That's probably also just me. You know those some I almost said women drivers, but that's more common in women. When they turn the wheel, I mean when they like look left or right, they turn the wheel at the same time. So they can't like move their head on their side without moving the steering wheel. That's kind of the effect I got there. It's dangerous as fuck as well. You have to improve your motor skills. I'll say that's on me. So, Snake Man, of course. Weakness, we don't have it. Let's see how much damage... Alright. I like that the gate actually fucking bumped the Pharaoh shot off. Let's try Pharaoh shot? Fully charged, 1 damage. Would you consider like doing at least 2 damage? Or just nothing at all, because 1 damage with fully charged Pharaoh shot, that's kinda... I'm trying to implement the normal strategy that you would do on Snake Man, which is jump there, and sometimes he just hits you. So the normal NES strategy on Snake Man does not work for shit. What I've seen that works is actually jumping down here most of the time, after the snakes are passed. But of course, that doesn't work all the time either. Let's just use the E-Tank. I don't wanna keep you guys waiting for me to beat this boss. So let me see if I can demonstrate it. Nope. It just depends how he jumps. Yeah, I don't know how he works. Not eager to find out yet. Alright, so... Well, okay. At least that gives us more time to check Snake Man's pattern out. That was a bit dumb using an E-Tank and dying, but I was trying to demonstrate the boss as well. So normally... So let's see how we could actually kill him without taking damage, if that's even possible, because his hitbox is so tall. It's kind of weird, even if you clearly jump over him, you still take a hit. Or he jumps at you. I'm trying to implement a strategy here, that's why I'm doing so bad. So maybe if you stand here and jump over when he comes, maybe that works. There we go, maybe there is a strategy for this. It's just different, no? See, he alters the strategy so much that finding a buster only strategy is a bit of pain in the ass, which is weird because you assume that it works a certain way, but then it throws a curveball and it doesn't work. So it works there. So if he doesn't throw his... No, he's still... Okay. So forget everything I just said. He's so random. Maybe if I did this. That could work, because what I try to do there is stop him from jumping in the middle. Like that. But then if he does, you're fucked. How are you supposed to avoid that? Guess that's for me to find out. And here, the 3-shot limit doesn't play in your favor at all. The room is so wide that if you miss 3 times, you have no way of dealing damage fast. You'll just probably get hit as a result. We have 2 lives, so let's not use the E-Tank. We don't even have to. Thanks for watching the first episode of Nico Plays Mega Man 2.5D. We'll continue next time to see what more we can find out about the game. Thanks for watching, I'll be back.